So we are a little over 2 months away from the start of the Champions Trophy, scheduled to be held in Pakistan, and yet the fans don't have any clarity as to where the tournament will happen or how it will happen. And I'll try and clear your doubts in this particular video as we stand here on 4th of December. There is going to be a meeting of the ICC on 5th of December, that is tomorrow, that is Thursday. If a lot of you are thinking that a decision will finally come on 5th of December, I don't think that there is reason to be very optimistic about it. I don't think even on 5th of December you will hear the final word. I'll tell you all the background as to why I think like that. Firstly, let me just put the record straight. The meeting that is to be happening on the 5th of December, the ICC meeting, is essentially not a meeting to decide the fate of the Champions Trophy. That meeting, as you know, has already taken place a few days ago, where the stalemate continued, but Pakistan took a big step back from saying that they will not accept the hybrid model. In that meeting, they took a step back and said, we will accept the hybrid model, but they came up with another condition. But they did take a major step back after having saying for months that no chance hybrid model, no chance hybrid model. Now they're saying hybrid model, but they put a condition. What was that condition? They said that, listen, fine, we'll do a hybrid model. We'll even play the final in Dubai. We'll play all India matches in Dubai. But then when in the next 4 or 5 years, there are 3-4 important tournaments, ICC tournaments in India, we will not come there. That's the condition that they have put. And on that, the ICC, and when I say ICC, it's not BCCI. I repeat, on that, the ICC, what is ICC? It's a collection of boards, right? There are going to be 16 people on that table, actually 17, but there's no women representative, so 16 on the table, including the ICC chair, which is now Jaisha, and then 3 associate and 12 full members. So that board at that time also told Pakistan, nothing doing. We cannot agree to your condition that once the tournament happens in India, you will not come. We're not going to sign on that. If you don't want to come when the tournament happens in India, then we'll cross the bridge when we get to it. How we have to deal with it, we'll deal with it that time, and the ICC committee at that time will take a decision. We cannot sign a deal now. So even that they have made it very clear. So what is the meeting on the 5th? Firstly, this is a meeting that was pre-planned. It was planned by Jaisha because he was going to take over as chair of the ICC in an effort to meet all the members. So this had nothing to do with Champions Trophy. This meeting was already in place where Jaisha had decided that once he takes over as the chair of ICC, he would like to meet all the stakeholders. And so this meeting was planned. Now, what can happen in that meeting? Of course, if all stakeholders are meeting and if there is a discussion of the Champions Trophy that comes up, of course, they'll try and address it. But for that to happen, Pakistan will have to accept all conditions without any riders, without saying, okay, we will accept hybrid, but then we will also not come. All of that cannot be answered now. So why I'm saying that? Because I'll take you back to that meeting that happened last week, which was regard to Champions Trophy. Pakistan started that meeting off by saying, listen, no more hybrid model. We'll take hurt, but we won't take insult. And in that meeting, they were told, PCB was told that no, India cannot come, we cannot have a Champions Trophy without India, so you'll have to do a hybrid model. Pakistan took a step back saying, okay, we'll do a hybrid model, but then the condition is we will not come to India, you give us in writing. That also all boards, BCCI has made it very clear, we're not going to give it in writing, we will take a call once that tournament happens, but we're not going to give it in writing. And this I can confirm that every other person on that table, all the 16 votes that I'm talking about, were on BCCI's side and said, fine. BCCI is saying that they cannot give it in writing, you accept the hybrid model. So, because you're talking about can voting again happen on 5th, voting has already happened. PCB already knows what happened in the voting because they came with no hybrid model. It's only after the voting they saw when everyone was taking BCCI's side, they took a step back saying, okay, hybrid model, but this new condition. Now for this new condition, the ICC board is not agreeing to it. Again, I repeat, the ICC board is not agreeing to it. BCCI is not agreeing to it. Now PCB, even if some talk come on the 5th of December in that meeting that was organized by Jaisha just to speak to the stakeholders, if a Champions Trophy talk comes, PCB has to say, okay, fine, we will accept hybrid model and We do not want anything in writing. We will take a call when we have to travel to India whether we come or not, and that's completely Pakistan's prerogative, but nothing will be given in writing. No sort of an agreement can be done now. If they accept to it, then Champions Trophy will continue. If Pakistan do not accept that, then there are only two scenarios on the table, only two and nothing else. One, that Champions Trophy will happen without Pakistan somewhere else, and they will replace Pakistan with another team. Scenario two, that they may even cancel Champions Trophy because you can't postpone it indefinitely, because to find a window where you have all 8 teams available with a lot of T20 leagues and bilateral series is very tough. So postponement of Champions Trophy will happen, which will eventually or effectively mean no Champions Trophy. This edition will be done and dusted. Maybe you look at another edition. And who stands to lose if Champions Trophy is completely cancelled? Of course ICC, but mostly Pakistan, because they had got the hosting right. So only two scenarios are left on the table. Now it's up to Pakistan. They have already accepted hybrid model. They'll have to accept hybrid model without any conditions. If they do that, Champions Trophy goes ahead. If they don't do it, two options as I explained. Champions Trophy continues in a different venue without Pakistan, or Champions Trophy is cancelled indefinitely and maybe you will not have this edition of the Champions Trophy. That's the latest at the moment with regards to Champions Trophy. If a decision is arrived at, if there is any sort of discussion in this ICC meeting, which was not for Champions Trophy, I repeat, but if the Champions Trophy decision is indeed taken there because stakeholders are there, we'll keep you updated with all the latest on that. For the moment, Nikhil Naz signing off. Don't forget to subscribe.